Hey guys, welcome back to Token Tech. Today I'm making you this very short hand camera video just to talk about what has been going on with the temperature issue I've been seeing with my Ryzen chip. I have the Ryzen 7 3700X on a custom EK loop here. You can check it out for yourself if you want to see that. You can see the pump, radiator right there, motherboard, and all that good stuff, right? You have intake on the top, intake on the bottom, and the radiator is the exhaust. The fans are on the opposite side, and it gets sucked through the radiator. It runs very well for the GPU, but my CPU has been having some temperatures. I've totally taken this system apart, drained the loop, filled it up, shaken out all the air bubbles, made sure all the mounting hardware was on there nice and tight. I even switched out the cooler for an NHD 15 to see if that performed differently. I got really bad temps with that as well. So now getting back to this. So I was in a live stream today, and a user, I don't remember their name, commented that I should run the CPU at 1.2 volts to get better temperatures. Now my issue with that is it's going to suffer from performance, right? That less voltage means lower performance. And unfortunately I don't have good news for you. But let's take a look. So I have IDA 64 here running. I just downloaded it, that's why it's the trial version. And it's at 100%, we're doing 69 degrees in the same room, basically the same temperature. That's really great because I today earlier testing and trying to figure this out was hitting thermal limit. I was hitting 95 degrees Celsius, and I even got one shutdown on my computer. So let's take a look over here. You can see the CPU is boosting just fine, 4.1 4.2 gigahertz, all cores is pretty great for the CPU. It'll do a maximum of 4.4, but that's on one core. So for all the cores to be doing, that seems pretty good. And again, we can just double check our temperatures here. You can see our temperature is 69 degrees, and voltage is where it's at. You can see that up there. Yes, the room is heating up slowly over time, so it is going to get a little bit warmer, but it's been bouncing around from 68 to 70, which is pretty good. So let's go ahead and now test it for performance, right? So this shows that it can run stable at that voltage, and it runs much cooler at that voltage level. So let me just close all these windows. And as we can see here, our temperatures are coming down. We're at 50, 47. It'll probably go down as low as like 40 degrees Celsius before long. And this is a good test too because the liquid's all heated up, so you'll see it in like worst case scenario, right? So again, everything is running normally, but you might notice that we're not quite hit, like a couple of these cores, maybe one of them has hit 4.3, so they're not quite boosting as high as they would. Anyways, so with all that in mind, let's go ahead and now let's run Cinebench R15. So that is quite a standard test that people like to run, and we all know the scores that go along with that. So I'll run that test so that we can see how this all plays out. So as you can see here, if I zoom in, by that I mean just get closer, you can see that earlier today I ran this test and I got 2212. That's a pretty good score. It's not amazing, it's not awful, it's decent. All right. Now that was at auto settings. So this is going to be run with that 1.2 volt that someone suggested and seems to be working so far. We're going to go ahead and run that test. Now of course the score is going to be it could be a little bit lower because I have this window open, but it won't be. You'll see what the results. So you can see we're not hitting any type of thermal limit. We're at 64 degrees Celsius. If I'm quick enough, we scroll down, you can see we're doing almost 4.2 gigahertz on basically every core. That should be a pretty decent score. And our score is, yeah, that's pretty bad. 1761 is like a overclocked 1700, 1800X. You know, that's lower than a lot of 2700s and 2700X scores. So for those of you out there who think that lowering your voltage to 1.2 is going to solve the temperature issue. Well, yeah, you're going to solve the temperature issue by sacrificing performance. At that point, why are you buying a new CPU? You feel me? Now, maybe I have a dud, right? Maybe my chip is just bad and gets bad thermals. Maybe this is a board issue. Maybe there's a BIOS that needs to be updated. But I have played with the voltages. I've turned precision boost on and off. I've turned auto overclocking on and off. I tried everything, and temperatures are either really bad with half decent performance, but I mean really bad. And you saw I have a custom loop, or temperatures are good, but you sacrifice a lot of performance to the point where it just doesn't make sense to run this CPU at this performance level. So I'm not sure what my next step is. I'm thinking about returning it since I did buy this at Microcenter. I might go there tomorrow just to see what they have to say. Maybe they'll do some testing and confirm my ideas. Maybe they'll test it for me and I can swap it out. Maybe I'll just swap it out if I can, or perhaps just downgrade to a 2700X since, you know, to get decent performance, decent temperatures to say, I have to get this performance level. 2700X will be better off for me, and I'll save some money too. Anyways, that's going to be it for me, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think down below. And if you have figured this out, let me know. I'll talk to you guys later.